Discipline often looks boring from the outside, but inside it holds the secret to every extraordinary life. People admire success, they admire confidence, they admire freedom, but what they don't see is the quiet, lonely work done every single day when no applause is present. Every achievement starts with a small action done repeatedly until it becomes a habit. A habit becomes a character, and character builds a destiny. Many people dream big, but fewer are willing to master the small steps that success demands. They want the mountain peak, but they ignore the daily climb. What they don't understand is that tiny, consistent wins accumulate faster than one dramatic push. When you wake up and choose discipline, even in a small way, you begin to shape the world around you instead of letting the world shape you. When you push yourself to keep a routine, you are training your mind to follow your command. A lot of people wait for motivation to appear before acting, but motivation is unreliable. It changes with the weather, with mood, with circumstances. Discipline, however, is a commitment you build brick by brick. It is the backbone of accomplishment. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. Let the day control you or control the day. And when you control the day, even for 5 minutes, that power grows. This is how leaders are built. Not through one brilliant moment, but through thousands of ordinary moments practiced with extraordinary consistency. Even the smallest habit can change the entire direction of your life. A 10-minute reading habit may seem trivial, but 10 minutes every day becomes hours, and hours become breakthroughs. A daily reflection might seem unnecessary, yet it sharpens your judgment and teaches you to learn from yesterday. Waking up a little earlier may feel uncomfortable at first, but it gives you time to think before the world demands your attention. These are not huge sacrifices, they are small negotiations with your comfort zone. If you win these negotiations, you start winning everywhere else. Discipline also teaches you respect for your time, your energy, and your goals. When you keep promises to yourself, you start valuing your own potential. Many people break promises to themselves more easily than they break promises to others, but the person you spend the most time with is yourself. If you cannot trust your own word, how can you expect others to? Discipline is the way you build this self-trust. Every time you do what you said you would do, you gain confidence. Not the loud confidence shown on stage, but the quiet confidence that grows inside you and fuels your courage. You must understand that life does not reward the person who works the hardest for one day. Life rewards the person who works consistently every day. Consistency beats intensity. Anyone can work hard for 1 week. Anyone can make a strong effort when they feel excited. But those who make progress, real progress, are the ones who show up even when they don't feel like it. They push through days when energy is low, when challenges appear, when excuses look reasonable. They understand that discipline is not about perfection. It is about showing up again and again, improving a little each time. The world is full of noise, opinions, distractions, temptations, shortcuts. Discipline helps you stay centered. It keeps your eyes on what matters. Without discipline, you will chase everything and catch nothing. People often say they don't have time. But time is never the problem. Lack of discipline is the real reason they feel lost. If you manage your habits will manage your time. If you focus your attention will shape your results. Discipline is the compass that keeps you moving in the right direction even when the path is unclear. There will be moments when discipline feels tiring, when effort feels pointless, when progress feels invisible. This is exactly when discipline becomes most valuable. When nobody is watching, when no reward seems close, when doubt appears, that is when you must continue. Because the truth is, success always arrives later than you expect, but sooner than you deserve. Your daily habits are like planting seeds. At first, nothing seems to happen. You may water the soil every day, check it every morning, and still see no progress. But underneath the surface, roots are growing, and one day the plant breaks through. People will call it sudden success, but you will know it was discipline. Start with something small today, something so easy you cannot avoid it. Repeat it tomorrow, then the next day. Soon you will realize that you are no longer forcing the habit. The habit is carrying you, and that is the beauty of discipline. It becomes easier with time, not harder. The very thing that once felt heavy becomes natural, and when discipline becomes natural, success becomes achievable. The world changes fast. Challenges come without warning, dreams evolve, but one thing will always remain your greatest tool: the discipline to take small steps every single day. If you win the small battles, you will eventually win the big war. And when you look back one day, you will see that the extraordinary life you built was simply the result of ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary discipline. Your mind, said, is the engine of everything you will ever do, and yet most people spend more time upgrading their phones than upgrading their minds. They carry dreams in their hearts but limitations in their thinking. They want change, but they do not change the way they think. Every day, the world challenges you, pressures you, and tries to convince you that you are not capable enough or smart enough. But the truth is simple: the world is never your biggest obstacle. Your own mindset is. If your thinking becomes stronger, your world becomes wider. If your thinking stays small, your opportunities shrink to match it. Everything begins in the mind long before it becomes reality. To grow your mindset, you must first learn to question your own beliefs. Many people carry invisible chains of doubt that were created by their past failures, past mistakes, or even someone else's expectations. They don't see these chains, but they feel them every time they want to try something new. A strong mindset is not built from easy experiences. It is built from moments that force you to grow. Every time you challenge your limits, every time you say, "Let me try," you stretch your thinking a little more. Each stretch makes you more confident, more adaptable, and more prepared for tomorrow. You cannot expect new results if you are using old thinking. Your mindset also controls your reaction to setbacks. When life throws problems at you, some people see barriers, others see possibilities. The difference is never luck, it is perspective. Two people can fail at the same task, but one learns, one complains. One sees a lesson, the other sees misfortune. One thinks, "What is this teaching me?" while the other says, "Why is this happening to me?" This difference seems small, but it changes everything. If you train your mind to search for solutions instead of excuses, you will always stay ahead, even when the world becomes unpredictable. Every day, you must feed your mind with ideas that inspire you, challenge you, and stretch your imagination. If you only consume information that entertains you, your mind will become passive. But if you consume information that educates you, your mind will become powerful. Reading, listening, observing, reflecting. These are not tasks for students, they are tasks for leaders. A growing mind becomes more creative, more patient, and more determined. A shrinking mind becomes more fearful, more defensive, and more confused. You get to choose which direction your mind goes, and your daily habits decide that path. Your environment also shapes your thinking more than you may realize. The people you talk to daily influence your beliefs, your confidence, and even your dreams. Some people drain your energy with their doubts, others elevate your thinking with their ambition. If you spend too much time with those who complain, you will begin to complain. If you spend time with people who build, you will begin to build. The voices around you slowly become the voice inside you. That is why you must carefully choose who you let into your head. Protect your minds, at the same way you protect your valuables, because it is the most valuable thing you own. A strong mindset is not about being positive all the time. Life will test you. You will have days when everything goes wrong, when people disappoint you, when your effort feels wasted. Mindset is not about ignoring these difficulties. It is about facing them with clarity instead of panic. It is telling yourself, "This is temporary. This is part of the journey. This is something I can overcome." When your thinking stays calm, you make better decisions. When your thinking stays hopeful, you take better actions. And when your thinking stays disciplined, you move forward even when progress feels slow. You must also learn to think long term, even when your present feels uncertain. Most people want success, but they want it immediately. When results don't come fast, they give up, not because they lack talent, but because their mindset lacks patience. A long-term thinker understands that success is like planting bamboo. Nothing happens for a long time, and suddenly everything happens at once. The roots grow in silence before the world sees the height. Your mindset must work the same way, quietly strengthening itself every day so that when opportunities come, you are ready to rise. Another essential part of mindset is believing in possibility even when others cannot see it. Many great achievements were born from an idea that looked foolish at the beginning. People laughed at it, doubted it, and dismissed it simply because they could not imagine what the future could look like. But someone had the courage to believe in something bigger, something not yet visible. Strength of mind does not come from knowing all the answers, it comes from believing that answers can be found. If you give up on an idea too quickly, you will never know how far it could have taken you. Finally, you must train your mind to stay humble while growing. A strong mindset is not arrogant, it is curious. It does not pretend to know everything, it keeps learning. It does not close doors, it keeps opening them. Humility allows your mind to expand because you accept that there is always more to understand, more to discover, and more to achieve. Pride blocks growth, but humility accelerates it. Your mindset is the foundation of every dream, every goal, every achievement. If you work on it every day, strengthening it, challenging it, expanding it, you will build a life far greater than anything you imagined. Change your thinking, and your entire world will begin to change with it. Relationships are the invisible architecture of every success story. People often believe that achievement is a solo journey, built by personal talent and individual effort. But the truth is, every opportunity, every turning point, every breakthrough is connected to someone you met, someone who believed in you, someone who challenged you, or even someone who disappointed you. The people around you shape your thinking, influence your behavior, and open or close doors in ways you don't always realize. If you want to build a great life, you must build great relationships, because your future is hidden in the conversations you have today. Every day, the people you interact with are either lifting you up or pulling you down. Some people inspire you to think bigger, act braver, and dream louder. Others make you doubt yourself, shrink your potential, and settle for less. The challenge is not in finding perfect people, because perfect people don't exist. The challenge is learning to recognize who adds value to your life and who drains it. When you surround yourself with those who encourage your growth, you grow faster. When you surround yourself with those who constantly complain, criticize, or create drama, your energy becomes scattered and your confidence weakens. Success is not only about what you do, it's also about who you allow into your world. Relationships are not built in one moment. They require daily attention, small gestures, and consistent respect. Many people only care about relationships when they need something. They treat connections like a vending machine, only useful when they want a reward. But genuine relationships are built long before any reward appears. They grow from simple habits, checking in, offering help, listening without judgment, celebrating others' successes, and standing by people when they face difficulties. When you invest in relationships without keeping score, you build trust that lasts longer than any contract. People can sense sincerity, and they never forget it. In a world that is becoming increasingly competitive, the ability to connect with people is more important than ever. You can have knowledge, skills, and talent, but if you cannot work with people, lead people, or understand people, your progress will always be limited. The world doesn't reward the smartest person. It rewards the person who can collaborate, communicate, and bring others together. Every successful project, every major partnership, every innovative idea is built on the foundation of teamwork, and teamwork thrives only when relationships are strong. One important part of relationships is learning how to listen. Most people listen to reply, not to understand. They rush to give advice, defend their opinions, or prove they are right. But real listening is different. It requires patience, humility, and curiosity. When you truly listen, you understand people's fears, their hopes, their strengths, and their intentions. This understanding helps you respond thoughtfully instead of emotionally. It helps you avoid unnecessary conflicts and build deeper connections. Listening is a skill that improves your leadership, your influence, and your ability to solve problems. Another key element is gratitude. People underestimate how far simple appreciation can go. A thank you, a word of encouragement, a small acknowledgement of someone's effort. These things create invisible bridges between you and others. Many people lose good relationships because they take people for granted. They assume loyalty without giving loyalty. They expect help without showing appreciation. But strong relationships thrive on gratitude. When people feel valued, they naturally support you more. And when you appreciate others sincerely, you attract more positivity into your life. Not all relationships will be easy. You will meet difficult people. Those who envy your progress, question your motives, or misunderstand your intentions. Instead of fighting them, learn from them. Difficult people teach you patience, emotional control, and resilience. They help you sharpen your communication skills. They force you to clarify your values and strengthen your boundaries. You don't grow by avoiding challenges, you grow by learning how to navigate them. And relationships often provide the biggest opportunities for growth. There will also be moments when you must let go of certain people, not out of anger, but out of understanding that not everyone belongs in every chapter of your life. Some people support your old version, not your new one. Some hold on to who you used to be and cannot accept who you are becoming. Letting go is not failure, it is making space for better connections. Your journey will attract those who align with your energy, your ambition, and your values. The people meant for your future will not resist your growth. They will celebrate it. Remember that relationships are also about contribution, not just connection. Every day ask yourself, what value am I adding to others? Am I helping someone grow? Am I bringing positivity into someone's life? Am I supporting someone's dreams? When you become a person who adds value, people will naturally feel drawn to you. You won't need to chase opportunities. Opportunities will come looking for you. Because people trust those who consistently uplift others. In the end, success is not measured only by what you achieve, but also by who grows with you, who believes in you, and who walks beside you when times are uncertain. Your relationships create your environment, and your environment creates your future. Work on them every day, nurture them, respect them, invest in them. Because no matter how advanced the world becomes, no matter how fast technology evolves, the greatest asset you will ever have is the people who stand with you on your journey. Learning is the one investment that never loses value, never depends on luck, and never stops giving rewards long after. The world has forgotten everything else you've done, yet many people stop learning the moment they leave school. They believe a diploma is the final chapter of their education, as if life will adjust itself to what they already know. But the world does not slow down for anyone. Technology changes, industries change, people change. And if you do not keep learning, you will eventually feel confused, outdated, and left behind. Every day you must upgrade yourself, just like a product that receives constant updates to stay relevant. If you don't update yourself, the world will quietly move ahead without you. Learning is not simply reading a book or listening to a lecture. Learning is developing a mindset that constantly asks, how can I be better than I was yesterday? When you adopt this mindset, every experience becomes a teacher. Success teaches you confidence. Failure teaches you wisdom. Problems teach you creativity. Challenging people teach you patience. Even boredom teaches you discipline. The world is full of lessons, but only for those who are willing to pay attention. Some people go through the same day for years without learning anything new. Others learn something valuable from a single day. The difference is not intelligence, it is awareness. Many people think they don't have time to learn, but learning does not require hours, it requires intention. 10 minutes of reading can spark an idea that opens a new door in your life. One conversation with the right person can teach you more than 1 year of routine work. A single mistake can teach you more than 100 achievements. Learning does not always look impressive. Sometimes it looks quiet and unexciting. But those small investments accumulate. One day, you will discover that your mind has grown stronger, your judgment sharper, and your opportunities wider, simply because you kept feeding your brain a little every day. The most valuable kind of learning is learning that challenges your comfort zone. When you only learn things that feel easy, you are not growing, you are decorating what you already know. Real growth happens when you explore something unfamiliar, when you push yourself to master a new skill, or when you take on a task you are not confident about. Every time you stretch your abilities, you expand your potential. Many people remain stuck because they refuse to learn things that scare them. They say, "This is not for me," or "I'm too old," or "I'm not good at it." But these are excuses disguised as limitations. Your brain has unlimited capacity to adapt, but you must give it the opportunity. Another powerful form of learning is learning from others. You do not need to repeat every mistake yourself. You can observe the journey of people who came before you, their strategies, their failures, their breakthroughs. Every successful person leaves clues, and every struggling person leaves warnings. If you learn from both, you gain insight that can save you years of frustration. But learning from others requires humility. You must be willing to admit that you don't know everything, that someone else might have a better way, that their experience might teach you something important. Humility keeps your mind open, arrogance closes it. In the modern world, learning must be continuous because competition is global and the pace of innovation is relentless. A skill that was valuable last year may be less valuable today. A tool that was effective last month may be outdated now. If you depend only on what you already know, you will slowly fall behind. But if you continuously add new skills, communication, problem solving, digital knowledge, leadership, you make yourself adaptable. Adaptable people survive uncertainty. They stay calm during change. They seize opportunities others cannot even see. Lifelong learners do not fear the future, because they are always preparing for it. Learning also requires curiosity. Curiosity is the spark that drives discovery. When you are curious, you explore deeper, ask better questions, and uncover insights others overlook. Many people stop being curious because they fear looking foolish. They don't want to ask questions, admit confusion, or reveal their ignorance. But asking questions is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. The person who asks questions learns faster than the person who pretends to know everything. To make learning meaningful, you must also learn to reflect. Reflection turns information into understanding and experience into wisdom. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what did I learn today? What mistake taught me something important? What idea inspired me? What can I improve tomorrow? Reflection multiplies the value of your daily experiences. Without reflection, even good experiences are wasted. With reflection, even painful experiences become valuable lessons. You must also remember that learning is not about collecting information. It is about creating transformation. What matters is not how much you know, but how much you apply. Many people read books, attend courses, watch motivational videos, but change nothing in their lives. They treat learning like entertainment, but real learning is action. If you learn how to communicate better, use it. If you learn how to manage your time, practice it. If you learn how to solve problems creatively, apply it to real challenges. Knowledge becomes powerful only when it becomes part of your behavior. In the end, learning is the path that keeps your life moving forward. It keeps you relevant in a changing world. It keeps your mind sharp and your spirit alive. It turns challenges into opportunities and failures into stepping stones. If you commit to learning a little every day, you will build a life that grows continuously instead of stagnates silently. You will become a person who adapts, evolves, and remains unstoppable regardless of circumstances. The future belongs to those who learn faster than the world changes, and every day is a chance to become that person. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward even when fear whispers all the reasons you should stop. Every dream, every breakthrough, every transformation requires courage, not just once, but continuously. The truth is, success does not belong to the most talented or the most intelligent. It belongs to those who are willing to try, fail, and try again. Life rewards people who refuse to quit, people who keep taking steps even when the ground beneath them feels uncertain. Courage is the fuel that keeps you moving when everything else tells you to pause. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they give up too early. The moment something becomes difficult, they retreat. The moment they make a mistake, they lose confidence. The moment someone criticizes them, they stop trying. But those who achieve something meaningful understand one simple truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every time you fail, you learn something about the world, about strategy, and about yourself. The only real failure is refusing to get back up. Trying again is the hardest part of courage. The first attempt is easy because you have hope. The second attempt is harder because you know the pain of failure. The third attempt is even harder because doubt begins to grow, but every attempt strengthens your resilience, every attempt teaches you persistence, every attempt brings you closer to the breakthrough that people will later call luck. Courage is not loud. It is the quiet voice that says, "Let me try one more time." Courage also means being willing to think differently. Many people follow the crowd because it feels safe. They hide their ideas because they fear being judged. They imitate others because they fear standing out, but innovation requires courage. Creativity requires courage. Being yourself requires courage. The world has enough followers. What it needs is people brave enough to think independently. If you always walk on a path everyone else has walked, you will only reach the same place they reached. To create something new, you must be willing to take a road that is not yet mapped. Every time you take a risk, you challenge your limits. You discover strengths you never knew you had. You learn skills you didn't know you needed. Courage does not grow in comfortable places. It grows when you face uncertainty, when you step into situations that stretch your abilities, when you embrace challenges that make your heart race. The person who fears difficulty will remain stuck, but the person who welcomes challenge will eventually rise above everyone who avoided discomfort. It's also important to understand that courage is not a constant feeling. You will have days when you feel strong and days when you feel weak. Days when everything feels possible and days when everything feels heavy. Courage is not about being brave all the time. It is about choosing bravery in the moments that matter. Even small acts of courage, making a call you fear, learning something new, admitting a mistake, asking for help, starting over, build your character and shape your destiny. The only thing that matters is that you take the step. Courage teaches you to trust yourself. When you act despite fear, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. You build confidence not by saying affirmations, but by taking action. Confidence is earned. It is built through experience, through repetition, through facing situations that once intimidated you. When you overcome fear once, the next fear becomes smaller. When you solve one problem, the next problem feels less overwhelming. Each act of courage builds a stronger, wiser, more determined version of you. But courage also requires accepting that you will not always be perfect. Many people never start because they want everything to be flawless. They want the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect conditions, but perfection does not exist. The world belongs to people who take imperfect action. Those who wait for perfection spend their whole lives waiting. Those who begin, even with uncertainty, create momentum, and momentum is more powerful than perfection. Courage is also the ability to keep your heart open even after it has been hurt, to trust again after betrayal, to believe again after disappointment, to care again after rejection. Life will test you, not to break you, but to strengthen you. Every painful experience has the potential to harden your heart or deepen your wisdom. Courage is choosing wisdom. It is choosing to keep going even when life has given you reasons to stop believing. The world respects those who persist. People may doubt you at first. They may laugh at your ideas. They may misunderstand your intentions, but if you keep going, if you stay committed, if you show results through consistency, eventually those same people will say they always believed in you. This is the unpredictable nature of success. The same world that doubts you in the beginning celebrates you in the end. But that transition only happens if you are brave enough to stay on the path long enough to see the transformation. Finally, courage is a habit. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Start with small acts. Speak up when you usually stay silent. Take responsibility when you usually avoid it. Learn a new skill when you usually hesitate. Pursue an idea when you usually second guess yourself. Every small, courageous act prepares you for the bigger ones. One day, you will look back and realize that everything you're proud of in your life came from moments when you chose courage over comfort. Courage is not a gift given to a special few. It is a decision available to everyone. If you choose courage every day, if you try, fail, learn, and try again, you will become unstoppable. You will build a life defined not by fear, but by growth, resilience, and endless possibility.